Jonas! Jonas! Wat bij Michel? Wat bij Michel?
Clean up, Rangers, we are clean up, clean up. Yeah, we are clean up, clean up. We touching the streets, rubbish get delete. We left the place neat. Clean up, clean up.
In 2007, Hurricane Dean ripped through Jamaica, flooding cities and farmlands. The violent winds tore trees from their roots and blew roofs off of homes. As in many natural disasters, the most disadvantaged areas suffered the greatest damage. To see how it could be of assistance, Catholic Relief Services contacted the St. Patrick's Foundation, a local organization that works with young people in Kingston. The first step was to go out and talk to people and find out what they needed.
What we found was groups of young people out on the streets helping their neighbors. And the idea occurred to us, both St. Patrick's and CRS. What would it be like if we could give these kids training? If they were trained, how much more help could they offer? Youth in these communities face a lot of challenges. Unemployment among young people is double what it is for other age groups. These kids a lot of times are afraid to move from one community to the next because they're so divided by violence.
Some of these kids don't go to school, so they have nothing else to do but probably be on the corner or doing something else. So
we normally blame inner city people for the ills of society.
Everything.
So the inner city is known for gunmen and thieves and stuff like that.
Though Kingston may be known for crime, it also harbors some of the most gifted and committed young people on the island. Within a few short weeks, the project had its first 60 volunteers, and today there are over 120 rangers, and membership is still growing. The next step was to teach the volunteers how to prepare for earthquakes, hurricanes, and floods. They were trained in response skills such as first aid and search and rescue, in collaboration with Jamaica's Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and the Jamaican Red Cross. They also learned skills for community development such as communication, conflict resolution, and teamwork. Then it was up to them to find creative ways of sharing what they'd learned with their friends and neighbors.
They're definitely listening to what we're saying, because persons in our community don't really think about natural disasters as stress. So being able to go out in the communities, the clubs, any social gathering where we can have a time to talk, we'll definitely go in and let them know what we're about.
The Rangers used skits, dances, and songs to entertain and educate audiences at schools, churches, and other community groups.
We interrupt this broadcast. We interrupt this program for an important broadcast. There's a storm known as the cold heading your way.
Send for the broom and the shovel. Don't bring the violence, please leave the trouble. Come make we pick up the pace and clean up the place. Without stress, Rangers help clean up the mess. Pick up the paper, Jamaica are the best. Rangers ready for the test. Disaster preparedness. Let me tell you what's next.
But the Rangers didn't stop at role-playing and rap songs. They also took to the airways with weekly shows about disaster preparedness.
Serious work is taking place in some of our communities.
To help make homes more resistant to natural disasters, the volunteers conducted light repairs for some of their most vulnerable neighbors. They repaired over 30 houses, and in the process they gained valuable construction skills and learned more about themselves and their communities.
I went down by St. Patrick's Foundation, asked for help from my mommy to get some help with our house. The roof was bad, very bad. So they came last year, December the 31st, to do some repairs on the roofing. It is not leaking anymore.
In many of the homes that the Rangers repaired, the main problem was rotting wood and rusty metal sheeting, known throughout the Caribbean as zinc.
Zinc was rotten and the boards were rotten out. What they do is like overlap it and got the straps on it, so the breeze can really get under. Need to lift the zinc.
The Rangers also organized cleanup days to remove trash from gullies to prevent flooding. They worked closely with Jamaica's Social Development Commission and local community development committees. An entire neighborhood even started recycling when the Rangers explained that a private company would pay residents for their plastic bottles.
It's easier to organize a large group with youth from so many different communities if there's a structure that all the youth can identify. And in the Jamaican culture, the ministry structure is probably the best structure with which all youth can identify. It's not just service, it's an innate ability to bring communities together and to bring persons with different voices, different opinions, conflicting views into one room and to work towards one community aim, a community aim that they all create in that very one room.
We help them to sit down and talk about it. There's something between you and me and Captain Davis. If we have a disagreement, we say, okay, here's the thing. I was wrong, you was right, I apologize. Simple as that. And in some cases it do work.
Or we use a slightly different approach.
Or
if we're handling in the group and there's one person who is just not willing to participate, we grab everybody else and we have fun with them and we show them what it's like not to be a part of the group. Everybody's enjoying themselves, you're just sitting by yourself. It forces them to then come over and join.
The Rangers Project not only contributed to disaster risk reduction, but also empowered the volunteers to feel safe in going into other neighborhoods and other parts of the island.
Most people from Civ right now, most people don't want to go to Riverton, but when you're in a Ranger t-shirt, you go anywhere in Jamaica. When you're in a Ranger setting, it's different. Everybody's one big happy family.
Vinny is a mascot for NSWMA. I love to dance, I love to have fun. Yeah, it's fun how you get to go around the countries, spreading the message, keep it clean. Yeah.
You know, these young people nowadays, them head is all over the place. They don't know where they're at. And I have seen him become a model person, more responsible in behavior, manners and everything. And to me, that is encouraging.
Cool, that's great.
I think you made him blush. I used to think of life as just another day, you know? But now I'm more geared towards my future. I want to make sure that I'm prepared.
Whether fixing roofs, yanking refrigerators out of gullies, or knocking on doors to talk to their neighbors, the Rangers have been instrumental in helping their communities understand how to cope with natural disasters. Along the way, they picked up new skills, resolved conflicts peacefully, and perhaps most importantly, learned to see themselves as active members of society whose voices and efforts can and do make a difference.